Buongiorno again, everyone. So today we have this first 1/64 scale BBR models I'm aware of, and it's of the Maserati MC20, which is supposed to be a real supercar. It is licensed by Maserati here, and I guess that's the color, Bianco Audace. I'm not sure how Italians would pronounce that. This BBR models is known for their larger scale stuff, 1/43, 1/18, but I guess they saw an opportunity in 1/64. Let's hope that's the case. Although truthfully, I wasn't planning to buy this because it's white or black, the initial colors. But I was watching one of my subscriptions, Little Garage. He's a Japanese guy that collects a lot of high-end stuff. And it looks like it's a metallic. And yep, I'm seeing a metallic white. So that's what switched me over into getting this. By the way, this box is quite nice. It's rigid, but it's not it's not one of these dumb giant crystal cases. I really don't like those crystal boxes unless it's like something with the antennae or tow hooks or, you know, really small fragile parts. This is maybe it's a little overkill actually. I think Mini GT and Tarmac Works Global have the best packaging right now. It's the smallest, which is what I want because I can collect more models instead of packaging. Alright, so let's look at these compared to these photos here. Let's see, I was looking at a Car and Driver article. This is a rear-wheel drive car. It has a 3-liter V6 and is twin turbocharged. And so it makes a little over 620 horsepower. And so that means it's got 207 horsepower per liter, which is supercar territory. I remember when I was young, 100 liter per horsepower was considered pretty good. But time goes on. You can see it's got these butterfly doors, of course. And then, let's see, it has an 8-speed transmission, and 0 to 62-ish would be 3.2 seconds. And then the thing starts around 200,000, ends up under 300,000, which sounds pretty, like a pretty good deal compared to Ferraris, you know, same company, Fiat. Does Ferrari, the Fiat group, even make all-wheel drive cars? I can't think of any to my recollection, but I'm sure there are. But anyways, please leave a comment. I'm curious if they make an all-wheel drive supercar. Alright, well, yeah, you can kind of see as I move the model around. It is a metallic pearl kind of paint, so that's good. It's, you know, I can actually see it picking up like a little bit of purple or something. Right there in the, I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but it's picking up blue right there at this angle. I feel like I can see some blue in the paint now, but now it's more like gold. So it's definitely a pearlescent, and it's picking up some colors in the photo booth or nearby the photos. Alright, so the wheels, let's just start with this front wheel in here. Clearly it looks like it's the wheel from the real car. It's got 5 lug nuts and a little silver center cap or something printed there. I guess it doesn't look like a Maserati. Oh, wait, maybe like that. That's a Maserati badge. Yeah, so I'm sure they're going for that. What's nice is the silver here on the facing. It's nicely done. You know, it's not seeping into the wheel. It's a well-designed wheel, and they must have tampo printed it against a flat surface. So very nice. Now, is there a brake? No, I don't think so. Hold on, let me focus again. No brake system. I don't recall this being a very expensive model. Maybe it's overpriced though compared to a Mini GT if it doesn't have a brake. My initial impression is it looks like a Mini GT quality. But it has rigid mirrors unlike Mini GT, so that's not very good. You can see the carbon here. It's, boy, is that a decal? You know, maybe it, I don't know. There's just a sharp break here. It almost makes me think it's a decal. But if it is, it's laid on very well. I don't think there's any air pockets. Well, we'll have to see as we go around the car. What's this thing here? I don't know if there's supposed to be text there or what, but there's some sort of graphic, of course. The door handle is recessed, and I think... No, that's just deep. I thought there was paint for a moment, but no, it's just a really deep door handle, so that's good. I'm sure it's not, you know, colored on the real car. It doesn't look it on the photos, so that's good. The mirrors do have shiny stickers in them, so that's good for realism. The side window has some black printing on the outside for the molding. Let's go around to the front. It looks like a Porsche 9. Where? No, it looks like a Porsche 918 a little bit with these headlights. But that's definitely Maserati right there. Alright, so you definitely have these plastic lens covers here on the headlight, but behind it you have a molded headlight, and then there's also printing on it. I think that printing's on the back surface. Yeah, it's well below the pick, and the pick is touching the plastic. So that's a nice headlight, very three-dimensional. What's going on here, though? I feel like there's scratches or imperfections in the paint. And I apologize for my fingernails. They look pretty gross under 4x magnification. They look pretty gross even under no magnification. Alright, well, we got a nice texture here in the grill. That sounds like it's part of the base, which might be metal. No, you know what? That sounds like it's plastic. I take that back. Here's the carbon treatment coming across again, and also into the nose here. That's hard. I thought that was an air pocket, but that's hard right there. Nice grill again here, and then we have a nice foil sticker for the Maserati Trident there. It's a little bit offset though, you know, it's been rotated a little bit. Yeah, alright. On the hood we have some black paint in these vents, so that's a nice little detail. And then we also have this Maserati badge here. And again, I think that's like a foil sticker, and sadly again, it's rotated a little bit. I don't know if they changed the logo. That doesn't look like correct. I feel like the Trident should be in the center of the oval, but I don't know. Maybe it was misprinted. What do we have here? A raised wiper blade. Very plain looking wiper blade though. It's literally just a line. I feel like they could have done a better job there. Whoever CAD modeled that part was pretty lazy, unless it really is a line and the blade's hidden underneath that, but I kind of doubt it based on the photograph I'm looking at. Alright, we'll get to the interior later. Let's see. Yeah, that pearlescent coming through again. Oh, here it does say MC20, so I think it was just not printed very well on the other side. But this side clearly looks good, and it looks like it's a foil sticker, so that's nice. Alright, so this carbon is, I think, a tampo print. It's literally going in here. Yeah, I don't see any air pockets, so that's nice that BBR is doing it correctly. They're not using decals, which really annoy me because they crack. Alright, we have, what do we have here? There's another logo right here. I think, yeah, there's a little tampo printed logo. This is some sort of a fuel filler door, I'd imagine. There's a separate piece here for this grill. It sounds like plastic again. And then the rear wheel looks okay. I like that the tires are kind of rounded. You know, they're not slab-sided. This carbon treatment again is wrapping around here. And then we have a grill texture again, and the exhausts are round. They have a recess. They look realistic. Red reflectors painted on, some sensor divots. Nice to see something in the license plate. Maybe that's a bump for a light. Maserati is nice and legible, very crisp. And what's going on here? I feel like that's probably plastic, but is it even clear? Let me get the light. I think it was clear plastic, but they painted black and red over it. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, sure, that's what it's black and red in the photograph, but I feel like the red should be excuse me, be behind the plastic. It's on the surface. I guess it's just hard to maybe print that on the inside surface because it's so concave. But yeah, it's clearly a separate piece of plastic. I don't know. I feel like it could have been done differently. Maybe not. Alright, so up here we have some texture here in this very fine texture over the hood cover. Some recessed grooves or something, probably vents on the real thing. And you can see a little bit of the carbon on the engine and some silver as well. So pretty nice. I like that they use separate plastic here because it's good color separation. Whereas, you know, up here it's literally paint, but you can see it's kind of like splotchy. You know, it's not perfect because it's a paint process instead of a separate piece. This is like a resin quality ideation there as far as how to represent that. So the base is, I'm pretty sure it's metal, just based on the glossiness of it. So you have the logo. So this is a bad habit BBR has already started. They don't tell you what the car is. They don't even tell you what the scale is. So, I mean, who's going to keep it in this box, right? I don't know many people that want to display boxes. I kind of want to display the model. So this box is going to go far away into a storage bin. I'll pick this up and be like, oh, that's a Porsche 918. Right? I guess it says it on there, but what if you have bad vision, right? It would just be easier to print all the stuff on the bottom. I don't know why brands are so lazy, especially when they're already going through the trouble of printing these two things. Very, very weird. Alright, screwed together. The tires, you can see the rears are a little bit wider than the front, and they have pretty modern tread patterns, it looks like. Well, we might as well open it up because there's no sensitive parts, which is, you know, good for the packaging at least. Yeah, I really don't like those giant crystal display boxes. Let's see if it comes apart well. Yeah, hold it. There we go. Construction-wise, we have two rivets and like 2 pins holding that top glass on. And what's going on here? I think the grill is a whole separate piece entirely. So yeah, I think that's a separate piece of plastic there. Alright, well that's nice. Interior, it's nice that we have some blue seats here. Oh, even on the side there's like pinstriping. That's really impressive, actually. That's this is one of the better seats I've seen in this scale because it literally has pinstriping around the edges, and then it's got the Maserati logo on the headrest. We have this carbon going into the central tunnel here with the silver and black gauges. More nice molded details. There's probably, I think that's supposed to say MC20 in the Italian flag. There's nothing in the actual cluster there, but I'd rather have it on the seats, you know, somewhere more visible. It actually has the columns for those controls. The steering wheel's a little crooked, but I'm not that bothered by it. Yeah, but the steering wheel is molded nicely. And then this engine, yeah, there's that carbon, and it's actually deep. You know, it's not just shallowed out, you know, like a M2 machines. This actually is a pretty three-dimensional engine. You know, it goes all the way through, and so it's even got like some exhaust catalytic converters or something here, although you would never see them. Interesting. I don't know why they would do that. Why would they bother building those two parts if you could never see them? Alright, well, so the base here, yeah, it's metal. You gotta put the thing together upside down because there's nothing holding these axles in place. So anything missing are disc brakes, which now makes me think I should put in some of mine for the Mini GTs. And so if you're new to my channel, you know what I'm talking about. I have a bunch of disc brakes you can buy off shapeways.com. I made them originally for my Mini GT collection, but they pretty much fit most 164s. So let's just pop this on. So it turns out the axle on this thing is fluted. You can just pull it straight off. You don't actually have to twist it, although it does help to try to twist the wheel off. Sorry, I cannot focus on that thing. There it is. They're the flutes. So I'm going to just slide these things here. That one's a little loose, so I got a little school glue in this dropper here just to keep it. I don't even know why I bother doing that because the brakes are going to spin with the wheel anyways. But anyways, it's just habit, I guess. Yeah, that one's very loose. I guess I want the glue because I don't want the brake rotor to go all the way in. You know, I want to have it as close to the outside so it's visible. Alright, so let's just press this back on. There we go. So there's no directionality with the wheel or those brakes. Just pop those into the interior grooves. And then put the base on that. Trapping the axles, hopefully. There we go. And then pop that into the body again. I like to use a hand screwdriver to put these things back on because the electric driver is so powerful it'll probably strip out the holes. And yes, for you Hot Wheels fans, that rolls like a Hot Wheels. Let's see it with the brakes now. The photos look like they have blue brake rotors. Yeah, sadly I probably could have aligned the rotors in a better way to actually be more in the opening. But you can see a little blue every now and then. It's good enough. I'm not going to bother changing it now. Alright, so there we go. You can hopefully see the pearlescence picking up some colors. Let me focus on that car. It's kind of hard because it's white. I have 3 Maseratis I'm going to show by Kyosho. This old one here is the Tipo 61 birdcage. Between 59 to 61 this was raced. This one was raced by Carroll Shelby. So, pretty cool. But we're going to put that out here. And then more modern ones, we have this thing. This is a... oh, mirror just fell off. This is the MC12 from 2004 to 05. Let me put that mirror back on. The power of crazy glue. Seems like that's pearlescent also, but it also seems like it's yellowing. I bought it used, so it might have been sitting in a window beforehand. My display cabinet doesn't face a window. So this is a variation, I guess. This is the MC12 GT1 from 04 to 08 according to my notes. So we seem to have gone from an MC12 to an MC20. I don't know what the significance of that naming is though, because maybe these are 12 cylinders because it, well, I don't know. But why would that be called a 20 if it's if the engine isn't a 2-liter? It's 2-wheel drive. If anyone knows the story behind the naming, I'm sure the viewers would want to know as well. Get a top view. I'm continuing to hit focus. I don't know if it is in focus so much. You can see it's quite small compared to these gargantuan beasts, which would have been totally impractical to drive on public roads. But I feel like you could actually drive that on a public road. So it's a nice model. There's no defects. In fact, it's a flawless model, which is very rare. So that's good. So that's good, BBR. You have some good quality control. You don't have all these BS stickers. You have QC. You just do it. So that's nice. I guess the only criticism is the lack of disc brakes. Now, does it, for the price, should it have it? I paid like $17 for this thing, so it definitely costs more than a Mini GT. And I know it's possible to get Inno 64 for that little, but that's kind of rare for me at least. So I feel it's possible it could have had brakes, but at least everything else is nice. I mean, the interior has a lot of graphics on it. The carbon, it's all tampo printed. So in fact, I would rather have tampo printing than disc brake systems, because I know this model is going to look nice as long as the paint looks nice, you know, unlike decals. So if BBR makes more castings that are interesting, I'll definitely pick them up. So for now, I would say it's a pretty good first attempt in the 164 territory. And you obviously must have the rights and CAD files to other cars. So hopefully you will just shrink those down or something. I'm not sure if it's easy to do that though. I know you can't really just take a 1/18 scale car and make it 164. The proportions get all messed up. You have to factor in the mold making process and the panel gaps and all that stuff. And the paint. Anyways, yeah, I like it. So if you like your Maseratis, you might want to pick this one up. Because this is actually a white metallic, so it's not as boring as, you know, other whites. But I'm gonna guess they're gonna come out with some cooler colorways later on, so you can also hang out for those. See you guys. Bye.